can you go back to school immediately after your nursing training, after your diploma or your certificate? Can you go back to school? I will say yes. I will say yes if the school will admit you. If the school you are applying to will admit you that, oh, you just finished your certificate, you just finished your degree, diploma, you want to do degree, you want to do diploma, so certificate person going to do diploma, certificate person going to do degree. If the school will accept, why not? You can go back to school. Normally in the health system, you are given study leave, and we have different types of study leave. We have study leave with pay, which is you are in school, you are receiving your full salary, and you are upgrading yourself or educating yourself to get a higher certificate. Okay, so that is study leave with pay. Study leave without pay is you are not receiving your full salary, but you are out of the workplace, but your job is still waiting for you. You go, you come back, and you continue working. That is study leave without pay. Then we have sandwich. Sandwich is you are at work, you are still at work. So when it's time for you to go to school, you go to school. Normally, sandwich programs are accelerated programs. Accelerated programs because each year is supposed to have 2 semesters, but a sandwich program will have like 1 semester a year. So you go to school for maybe 3-4 months, and then you come back, and you will not go again until the following year, and you go again and you come back. So in this case, if you are on a sandwich study leave, then when it's time, the 3-4 months that you are needed to be on campus, the service will let you go and have your education, and when you are not doing anything school related, you are expected to be at work. But these study leaves are only granted when you have received your posting, when you've started working. Okay, now you know this is a service, this is people taking care of people. Okay, so there should always be people on the job, or there shouldn't be shortage. We can't allow everybody to go to school and then there will be nobody in the hospital, there will be nobody in the offices to attend to clients and all of that. So because of that, there are regulations, there are criteria and requirements you have to meet before you are granted the study leave with pay, without pay, or sandwich. Okay, right now in the service, for you to be granted study leave, you have to get at least 5 years work experience before you are given the opportunity to go back to school, and then 3 years for some programs. I think some associate programs and other specialties, you are given the chance to go back to school within 3 years. So even though the years of service is there are other factors that are also considered in giving the study leave approval. Let's say, for example, a polyclinic is trying to upgrade to hospital status, so they are building a theater. So definitely they will need perioperative nurses, they will need anesthetists, they will need like cadres of nurses that can work in the theater or in the ICU if they are creating ICU. So they will need critical care nurses and all of that. So in this case, if you are someone who is interested in any of the specialties the hospital or the polyclinic is looking for, then you can volunteer and say, hey, I'm here. Or if you want perioperative nurses, I want to train as a perioperative nurse. Or hey, if you want critical care nurses, I want to train as a critical care nurse. In that case, even if you just serve for maybe 2 years or even 1 year, the office, your administration can send a letter to the region that, hey, we need this cadre of staff and we want this person to be trained with that specialty. So give him or her the approval so that he or she can go and train and come and work in this domain. Okay, it's very common in the service. If you want to go and do a program that the hospital doesn't need, if you want to go and do a program that the service has enough of, then that program doesn't become a priority. So in this case, the only thing you can do is to serve the 5 years, and then you can stand on it and say, hey, you said I can serve for 5 years and go back to school. Please, I've served for 5 years. Give me steady leave to go back to school. Then you will have to use your years of service to apply and go and get the degree or the master's you want to get. Those are the dynamics. So then the next question is it necessary? Do I need the study leave to go to school? You need the study leave to go back to school because one, the service recognizes that, okay, you are in school, you are doing this program, and if you are on study leave with pay, we acknowledge that you go and come back and serve. So we are giving you your full salary even though you are not coming to work. Because in the service, if you don't come to work for 10 consecutive days, it means you have vacated your post. So your salary is supposed to be cut. You are not supposed to receive salary again. That is if you just you vacate your post without any permission, without any information, you just left and stopped coming to work. So if you are going to be away for 2 years and you want to be receiving your salary, of course you have to get approval. So the service recognizes that you are in school and you'll be coming back, you have not vacated your post. 2, the certificate or the upgrading or the higher certificate you are going to get, you would want to be converted to that grade after your education or after your training. So if you are a certificate nurse, you are going to do degree. When you come back, you want to be converted to the NO or nursing officer grade with your nursing degree, okay, and chop big money. So of course you have to get study leave so that when you come back, you will be an NO, excuse me, or an MO, that is midwifery officer for the degree midwives. So that is the second reason why the study leave is super important. So that is for the service aspect. The next thing is most of the programs you do using your basic certificate, using your nurse assistant clinical certificate, using your general nursing diploma certificate, or using any basic certificate you have, is a post-basic program. So you are going to do the post-basic program based on your basic certificate that you already have plus some work experience. That's why most of the schools that run the post-basic programs, the specialist programs, be it eye, perioperative, dental, oral, all the specialties you can think about, they almost always request for work experience of at least a minimum of 2 years. So even though you can go to school with your basic certificate, you also have to add some work experience, because when you get to the school, because it's a post-basic program, they are expecting you to know a lot about the things that go on the field, because the post-basic program is mostly just a build-up on the knowledge you already have. Okay, so they expect you to have practiced what you learned during your basic training, and then you are just here to build up on it. So a lot of the schools will also ask for work experience. That is why in the beginning of the video I said yes, if the school will allow you, if the school will accept that you are fresh from school and you are coming to do a post-basic program. If the school will allow you, then why not? You can do it. So now the next question is, okay, so are you saying that if I don't serve for 5 years, I can't go back to school? You don't want to serve the 5 years. You don't want to wait for the study leave approval. Can I go back to school? Yes, you can go back to school. Maybe you've served for 2 years and the program you want to do is requesting for 2 years work experience or at least 1 year work experience. Yes, you can go back to school, but bear it in mind that if you come back, you may not be converted to the new grade immediately. Like Ebiana Anye easy, the conversion might not be that easy, but you can put it down. You can get your certificate and put it down and just be waiting for the opportunity to pop up. And then you utilize that certificate, and you can look for programs that will run on sandwich basis, or that will run on weekends, or have this online and on-campus programs, programs that you do some online and then you go and do the rest and write your exams on campus. You can look for programs like that. Then you can use your annual leave. You can use your annual leave to do those programs. A lot of people I know who got their certificate without the study leave approval. This is how they did it. So for example, I'm a diploma holder and every year I'm entitled to 36 working days of rest from all the work stress. In fact, it's very enjoyable. That's like almost 2 months of being at home and not doing anything. So with that, if you have a sandwich program that you have is running an accelerated program, you have to be on campus for maybe 10 weeks or 12 weeks, you can take your annual leave and go. And then if you see the constraints, you study the terrain, study your calendar, your timetable, and all those things. You see how you can maneuver and do the program, okay? And then when you're done, you come and put the certificates, see if they can convert you. If they won't convert you, you wait. The next study leave you get, you go and do your master's, and then you are gone somewhere, okay? Or you can do the weekend programs, okay? Weekend, so Monday to Friday, you are at work. Saturday, Sunday, you go for lectures, and then small, you get your certificate. If you've watched the video up to this point, I hope I've not confused you. I hope things are clear. I said clear. I hope things are clear. And if you are still confused or I've not answered your question well, because I hope I've done justice to the question, just leave it in the comment section and I'll address it for you, okay? And YouTube thinks you should watch this video next because it will benefit you. So click on it and I'll see you there. Bye.